All right, welcome to the roundtable session on job shadowing and the importance of shadowing in early on in your career as you're getting started with discovering different career paths. We're joined by mentor here from GM Financial, who is here to share not only the important aspects of job shadowing, but also the Sophomore Leadership Development Program at GM Financial. So before we get started, I want to introduce myself. I'm Kunal, one of the community managers here at Mentor Spaces. I'm excited to have Randy moderate the discussion with Rod to talk about job shadowing, talk about the program that they have at the organization. We want to make this session as interactive as possible. So if you have any questions or comments to share, feel free to message us in the chat here in Zoom. And feel free to ask questions specifically about the program if you're interested in applying. Before I pass it over to Randy, I also wanted to mention that Rod, as well as 20 mentors from GM Financial, are available for you to connect with them for one-on-one conversations, as well as group conversations such as this one. So all of you should have joined the GM Financial space when you were able to join this session. So feel free to let us know if there's any connections that you would want to for us to make for a one-on-one conversation, and we'll make that happen through our direct channel of communication called the concierge channel on the app. So feel free to message us there, and we'll go ahead and make that connection. With that, I'll go ahead and pass it over to Randy to introduce himself, and I'll pull up the quick presentation that we have to introduce the panelists here.
Randy? Thank you, Kunal. I really appreciate it. And thank you, Rod, for inviting us into your community. As we look to get started real quickly, again, Kunal mentioned my name is Randy Emelo, and I work here at Mentor Spaces and supporting our client organizations like GM Financial, who set up spaces within Mentor Spaces so that they can communicate and reach people like yourself and build relationship and help. Hopefully they're looking at you as potential fits for the organization. That's what this is all about. And with that, why don't we go ahead and have Rod take a moment and introduce yourself, and then we'll jump right into the topic.
Sounds good. Thank you, Randy. Hello, everyone. My name is Rod Hooker. I am the Diversity and Inclusion Manager at GM Financial. We're based in Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. And GM Financial, we are basically the financial arm for General Motors. We're a subsidiary. What we do is provide auto financing solutions and products to GM dealerships such as Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, and GMC. Been with the company for about 8 years now, and really excited about today's discussion.
Well, thank you so much, Rod. We're going to get into this a little more as you begin to describe a little bit about the program, what the unique opportunities are, requirements, and so on. But let's just take this a bit at a time. First of all, Can you just take a few minutes and describe what could someone who was going to enter into this sophomore leadership program, what would the experience be like for them?
Yeah, I think you just hit it on the head, Randy, when you mentioned the word unique, because it is a unique opportunity. In all of my years of experience working in the corporate environment, I haven't necessarily come across a program such as this. So it's a really designed to just create avenues of access for individuals that's coming from, under backgrounds that we would consider to be underrepresented, minority, things of that nature. So just to kind of back up into this, General Motors as well as GM Financial committed to partner heavily with HBCUs and other minority serving institutions a few years ago. I'll probably say 4 or 5 years ago. And ever since then, we've just kind of been adding on different things to our products and services as far as what we could offer to support those institutions in the way of recruitment, support, development, things like that. So, we've done some of the traditional things that's, partnering with certain schools, recruiting, internship programs, as well as offering donations and corporate sponsorships in terms of financial support to some of those institutions. But over the past year or so, we was really looking for a more tangible way to kind of close some of the inequity that we were discovering that exists within certain demographics. So to use myself, for example, being a first generation college grad, my family and my community around me, no one hadn't gone through that process, going through school, college, getting an internship or anything like that. So it was, a slight difficult for me to identify and discover some of the opportunities that exist out there in forms of career growth and development to prepare me for life after college, or even prepare me for life during college, as a student, which majors to pursue, things like that. So I thought back on that experience and how it made me feel, and really, kind of put me behind the curve related to some of my peers out there as far as just access and knowing what I needed to do coming in as a first generation college student. So with this program, that's what we essentially had in mind, was for those first generation college students, students coming from diverse backgrounds that may not have the support, the access, or the community around them that know how to operate and navigate a corporate environment, or speak with them about potential career opportunities that exist within a corporate environment. So coming into this program, students will have an opportunity to get that access that they maybe haven't had before. They'll have an opportunity to shadow and speak with professionals that work within our organization about their day-to-day career and role, responsibilities, projects that they work on. And the goal is to essentially give them an opportunity to learn, discover, identify potential careers that may exist for them that they may not be aware of today. Maybe you have declared a major and you have a good idea of what you want to go into, but coming through this program, it gives you an opportunity to really see if that's the career or the major that you want to pursue. And I can tell you from experience, we had our first cohort this past summer. 3 students went through this program, and all 3 of them have changed their major. They went through the program, they thought they knew what they wanted to do, but after going through the program, they discovered that now they want to pursue and do something else. So they either went back to school and changed their major, or they just changed the focus of their major and decided to take it in a different direction. But it's just really giving them that opportunity to have that early exposure to understand and know what it's like to work in a corporate environment and what it takes to be successful as a employee within GM Financial or any other company. So some of those tangible as well as intangible skill sets. So yeah, that's really the experience that we are setting out to provide.
That's fantastic, Rod. I really appreciate that, very clear and very direct description of the program, in that it's specifically designed for underrepresented early students who actually have time to kind of craft their path, not only through their last several years of their program, of their schooling, but then also cultivate relationships with people within the GM Financial environment. So in a sense, you're connecting with people in the know who is on the other side of the chasm that you're looking to cross. And by being connected to those people, they can help inform you and serve as an advisor or a guide as you finish up your student activity and begin to chart your career. Is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely.
That's pretty
Absolutely,
unique.
totally 100%.
Yeah, pretty unique, pretty amazing. And along with that, so I think you've described some of the uniqueness, some of the things that make it different. Obviously, I think everyone on the call should be able to imagine how impactful this could be. What are some of the requirements?
Yeah, so really I'm going to say there's no hard requirements. Of course, the program is designed for sophomore students. The reason why we settled on that classification is understanding that that's for some students, that's a critical moment in their collegiate journey where they come in as a freshman, they have a ton of support and things like that. But from working with our advisors at the collegiate level, they spoke with us about how when you're a sophomore student, there's really not a ton of programs available for that particular demographic for them to get that continued training, development, and support. Most internship programs, summer internship programs, they may look for juniors or seniors, those that's coming up on their graduation, but not so much for sophomore students. So that's the reason why we settled on that classification. GPA 2.8, so not really a strict requirement goes there as it relates to the GPA. As long as you have a 2.8, that's fine. And then, of course, if you have any previous leadership experience, maybe in a club, organization, even the captain of your football team, or captain of the spirit team, anything like that is a plus. We want to identify those students that are eager to learn and have a desire to really want to pull back some layers to discover what are some potential opportunities for me that exist within the corporate environment. I feel like I have an idea of what I would like to do, but I want to get a little bit more information to help me map out the rest of my collegiate journey. So, once I complete this program, I'll have a pretty good understanding of, okay, I want to pursue this type of internship. I want to target these type of companies because this is the type of career I want. These are the mentors I want to partner with. This is the type of network I want to build around myself. So hopefully, those are the type of sophomores that we are attracting to the program.
And is it did I hear this correctly? They would actually, if they get into this program, they would be able to experience some different career paths or understand different jobs or different, correct, I would say, professions or disciplines, right? Professional disciplines in the organization. So how does that, correct, kind of work? Do you give them a little bit of exposure to each? Do they kind of have a primary interest and they can focus on it? Just spend a few moments on that, if you would.
Yeah. So that they'll actually have the opportunity to kind of spend some time with each business group. So it's similar to maybe what a rotation program will look like, where you'll start off in a specific area and then kind of rotate around to different groups in order to get a full understanding of how everything works together. Our program focuses more on our dealer services operations sides, which includes sales, marketing, dealer operations that work close with those GMC, Cadillac dealerships, as well as our frontline business groups, so customer service, customer experience, as well as some of the back end business groups such as data analytics, pricing, to learn what that part of the business looks like as well. So, it's basically kind of like a big wheel where you have an opportunity to start in one particular area, rotate all the way around, and by the end of it, it gives you an opportunity to really understand how this particular business group fits within the GM financial wheelhouse, basically how it makes, everything run and operate efficiently within our business umbrella. So yeah, you'll have a good opportunity to spend, either 3 days to a week with each business group. Each day, within that business group, you have certain teams and departments that you'll spend some time with. And you just, kind of bounce around until you complete that week. and then you'll start the next week with a new business group.
Good. And so a little bit on the logistics side, how long is the program? What's the application due date? What are some of those things?
Yeah, so the program is 8 weeks, typically starts around the first week of June. And from that standpoint, it is a paid internship. I must add, it is a paid intern. So you're basically coming in to get paid to learn. We're paying you to learn more about our business and how everything operates. So June, 8 weeks. It coincides with our, I guess, larger legacy internship program as well. So a lot of crossover events. We partner with them for networking events as well as philanthropic events. Also, we have some professional and career development events tied to that as well. So you'll have additional supplemental learning going on throughout the 8 weeks of the program. But those are a little bit about the logistics of it.
That's fantastic. So all the great learning experience, they get to connect with insiders so that they can connect with people in the know, and they don't have to come out of pocket to do it. So
absolutely,
that's a pretty good deal.
Right. You don't have to come out of pocket to do it.
What about if someone doesn't actually get accepted into the program? Would they still be able to connect with your available ambassadors and mentors and create relationships?
Definitely. That's the good thing about mentor spaces. That's where mentor spaces come in, because we have some of those individuals that support our sophomore program from a business standpoint, that's our mentors within mentor spaces. So even though if you're not selected to be a part of the program, there's still a way for you to stay in contact and possibly connect with individuals from those groups, and maybe even be mentored by them one-to-one or part of our group mentorship, because again, they are a part of this program. So there is an opportunity there that exists if you're not selected.
And if you would just share a little bit, Rod, from your personal experience. You're an insider. What's the culture like within the organization? And you've already described, I think, somewhat around how the organization's really focused on social responsibility. You really care about underrepresented people and trying to help them not only get careers, but get advancement. But
Right.
Describe a little bit of what the organization is like.
Yeah, so one of the main mantras that we use in our organization is belong, discover, and thrive. So there's definitely a diversity, equity, and inclusion component tied to that. We want to bring in people, and hopefully they feel like they belong there, regardless of your ethnicity, race, background, demographic, wherever you come from, but also have the opportunity to come into our organization and have a seat at the table. So being able to discover what you want to do, navigate your career within GM Financial, and then ultimately be able to excel in those particular areas. So, whether that's moving into a leadership opportunities, or continuing to take on more responsibility projects, things like that. So that's what the culture has looked like for me. I've been with the company for 8 years. Initially started as a contractor. I was only supposed to be with the company for 6 months, but ultimately just kind of working and building relationships with individuals that was within my particular business group allowed me the opportunity to join the company in a full-time capacity. And ever since then, I've had really good experiences and was able to build relationships cross-functionally across the organization. So working with, individuals in finance, accounting, sales, operations, and having that ability to be mentored. We have an internal mentorship program as well. We offer a lot of support in terms of continuing the development with our team members. We have a whole platform and system where people can come in and pull different resources from our learning management system for ongoing development and coaching. We encourage everyone to own their own development. So, if you have a desire to move around and get exposure or interested in another career within the company, then we encourage you to do that here. Let's put together a plan for you that allows for you to do that. I'm actually a part of a career development workshop that'll be taking place in early November. That's specifically for team members that have applied to a couple of careers within the company, but haven't seen any results. So we're going to work with those individuals one-to-one and map out a plan for them in hopes of helping them get to that next level as far as whatever they're looking to do in their career. So that's how I would describe the culture. We're very big on community. We do a lot in the community. It's form of community investment. We partner with a lot of local high schools as well as universities and colleges, things like that. But our company is focused on internally, of course, team members and making sure that everyone has the opportunity to belong, discover, and thrive.
I see Christian has put forward a question here. They're asking, are there software IT positions available within the program as well? So if they have that interest, would they be able to? They couldn't tell from the application process.
Yeah, so the program does provide them an opportunity to get a little exposure to that particular group by way of job shadowing. So you'll have a chance to connect with some individuals that currently work in that department right now to learn more about what their day-to-day looks like within our IT space.
Thanks, Rod.
Yep.
Well, we have a few more minutes here. Anything else you would like to add? Is there, I see Kanal just posted some logistics. So if anyone's interested in applying to this, if you haven't already done so, there's a link in the chat. But a little bit of how would someone prepare? Like, what are some suggestions you would make for people who really want this program?
Right. Yeah, my main suggestion is really look at it as an opportunity to come in and learn. It's more observational learning as opposed to hands-on training. So if you're looking for something more in that area where you're going to be working on a ton of projects and assign, different responsibilities, things like that, then, this may not be the opportunity for you. That'll be more for our legacy internship program. But if you're in that space where you're not really sure what you want to do, I just seen somebody post out there what majors is this program targeted for. It's really targeted for all majors. Of course, if you have a business focused major that you're pursuing, that's a plus. Not necessarily, I would say if you're kind of going into maybe the fine arts area, and maybe have a musical background or something like that, this may not be the opportunity for you. But really, any business focused major, liberal arts, anything within that space qualifies for this program. And it's overall just kind of giving people the opportunity to see if this industry, if this company, if this particular career is the right direction for them. If you haven't committed to a major yet, okay, let me participate in this internship program to see, what major I want to focus on. Or if you have already declared a major, okay, let me really, get a little bit more information about it to see what it truly looks like within a actual business environment before you commit too much time, energy, and effort to it. So along with that, it sets you up to participate in some of the other programs that come behind it. So I know you heard me mention our legacy internship program. The idea is once you participate in the sophomore program, we would like to have you back the following year to participate in our legacy internship program. And then once you complete that, we would like to hopefully have you come back in a full-time capacity if the opportunity, exists. So it's really a feeder into some of those programs that come behind it, in hopes that if you decide that you would like to participate or be an employee at GM Financial, then there's an opportunity to do that. But overall, it's just a way to kind of pour back into that diverse talent that may just need a little bit more support and assistance to help them identify what they truly want to do. Oh, and I just seen someone put out there where's the internship located. So this will be at our offices in Fort Worth, Texas. We're located in Fort Worth, Texas, right outside of Dallas. So we're planning to have an in-person internship. Last year was virtual, but this year we are planning to have a in-person internship. So looking for individuals that may be from the Dallas-Fort Worth area, or if you have someone that lives here, family, friends that you could possibly stay with over the summer, that's preferred. No housing support or relocation is provided at this time, so you'll have to provide your own housing for the summer, but that's where the internship is located.
One more question. Is there any opportunities for juniors? I think that was not this program, but your legacy program.
Right. Our legacy program is more for juniors, seniors, and we'll have a follow-up discussion on that actually coming up here soon, because we're starting to post positions for some of those internship opportunities. So if you're looking for more or interested more of those roles, then we'll have another workshop coming up soon.
Thank you so much. And Jimmy's asking, did I go too fast for me? Just a second.
Yeah, Jimmy's asking, are there opportunities located in the Northeast or either program, for either program, this one or the legacy program?
Not for this program, but possibly for the legacy program, because we do have locations all across the United States. So there may be some opportunities for that reside within the Northeast. Unfortunately, I wouldn't have that information as of yet because they haven't posted any positions. We'll start posting those opportunities November, December. So just check back whenever we have our next call. We'll be able to provide some more information about that.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Rod, for sharing all this great information. We are at the bottom of the hour. So Kunal, do you want to wrap us up?
Yep, just answering Jimmy's question here. Thank you everyone for joining this topic and conversation. I'm sure, it was supportive of what your goals are and getting into a job shadowing program. Looking at just the poll results, we see that, just attending the session, everyone has said that your confidence level has risen either high or very high after attending the session. So really great to see. As I mentioned in the chat, if you're interested in connecting with a mentor from GM Financial or learning more about this program or opportunities at GM Financial in the world of auto finance, please go to that link, take a look at the mentors and their profiles, and share with us your preference. And based off of their time and availability, we'll make that one-on-one connection. So feel free to message us in the concierge channel with your preferences there. We also have another session that Rod and a group of mentors from GM Financial will be joining us next week. So please join us for that session. It's on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern time again. This is all about stronger soft skills. So we're going to be talking about the importance of soft skills in the work environment and how you can apply your soft skills to really advance your career. So there's going to be a range of mentors who are on the GM Financial Mentor Program on Mentor Spaces that will be joining us and sharing their perspective on that topic. With that, we'll go ahead and close this out. If you have any further questions, feel free to post those questions inside of the GM Financial space, and Rod or any of the mentors can come in and provide their perspective. All right. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you so much, Rob.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, everyone, for attending.